Today, because it's so hot and muggy in Seoul, I don't want to cook. So I want to share my recipe for non-cooking and easy to make tofu roll. And I think these are all available in the US. I'm not quite sure about European markets, but when you go to an Asian market, you'll find in the tofu section these tofu packs. They're called po tofu or sheet tofu, and they are actually like little thin sheets of tofu. And you can use it as sam or wraps, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put vegetables and wrap it, serve it. How easy is that? Let me show you the ingredients. You can actually, for the stuffing, you can be creative. Use whatever you have in the refrigerator. Today I'm using cucumbers, 2 different colors of paprika, sesame seed leaves, and fake crab meat. You can also use asparagus, shrimp, salmon, whatever you want and you have in the refrigerator. So let me show you how I wrap it. Take 1 sheet of tofu. Because you don't want it to be too fat, just use 1 vegetable at a time. Depending on how thick or thin your vegetables are, just make sure that they're not really too fat inside. I wanted to use some cilantro today, but I couldn't get them. So I'm using sesame leaves. And I think make sure you just roll them. Be sure to, it's kind of nice to have these things sticking out at the end. So do you see how the different colors stick out? And very charming, I think. That's it. And I'm going to serve it with spicy mustard and my favorite fish sauce dressing. So we are all finished rolling the tofu roll. It looks really beautiful, doesn't it? And it's going to taste really much better because I'm going to make 2 different kinds of sauce to go along with it. 1 spicy mustard sauce and 1 fish sauce dressing. So let me get started with the mustard dressing first. For all of you, I actually am using this Bavarian sweet and spicy mustard. This is really great for any kind of Asian cold dish as well. I'm so used to doing this without measuring, so maybe like 2 tablespoons. I'm going to add just a pinch, maybe half a teaspoon of sugar to this, just to give it a little more sweetness. To this, I will add some sesame oil. You can add olive oil as well, but because this is tofu, I always think that somehow certain combinations work better. And tofu and sesame oil works better than olive oil. So 1 teaspoon of sesame oil and 1 tablespoon of vinegar. And I'm going to add some lemon juice. This will just really spruce up and make the tartness much more fresh. And some ground pepper. We mix it well. I'll set this aside, and then we will do the fish sauce dressing. Fish sauce dressing, of course, I'm using Korean fish sauce. What you do is you put in an equal amount of fish sauce. In this case, I put in 2 tablespoons. 1 tablespoon of sugar, and melt the sugar first. 1 tablespoon of vinegar and water. I want to dilute the fish sauce so that it's not really fishy, right? So 1 tablespoon of water. If you have lime is better, but again, I cannot get lime right now in Korea, so I'm using lemon instead. Lemon works as well, about a tablespoon. My husband really likes the mustard sauce, and I like the fish sauce. So I will take 1, and you see how beautiful it is. I can dip it into the fish sauce. So. Because you haven't cooked all the vegetables at all, you get each of the vegetables, taste of the vegetables. They are alive, they're nice and crunchy, they're very fresh, and it's really easy to make. I highly recommend it for you to actually make it for your friends, and it's wonderful to take on picnics I hope you'll try it. And happy cooking and happier eating, and see you next week.